Hello everyone, I'm your host Marlene and welcome to today's Make Your Voice Matter interview. Today I'm here with Eliza Factor. How's your day going so far?
Very good.
Good. I'm very excited to have you here to do this interview. Eliza is the founder of an organization that's called Extreme Kids and Crew. And so today she's going to be filling us in on that organization and telling us what we can do to help make a difference in any way. So let's get started. So the first question I wanted to ask you is, what is the mission of Extreme Kids and Crew?
We connect families with children with any sort of disability through the arts and play. We have 2 play spaces in public schools where children and families meet on the weekends, and we do big family art workshops and dance classes, and we play in sensory gyms, and it's a very loose, relaxed atmosphere where everyone can just be themselves, connect, celebrate their kids. And
So what was the inspiration to start this organization and specifically benefiting children with special needs or disabilities?
Well, I have 3 children.
Okay.
And my first child, Felix, was born with multiple disabilities. He has autism and cerebral palsy.
Okay.
And so the first few years of our life with Felix was very medically centered. We were always in the hospital or at therapy, and I didn't really get to know other parents, and I didn't realize how isolated and lonely we had become until I had my daughters who fit into mainstream society very easily.
Right.
And so when they were born, all of a sudden we were going to music together classes and picnics with the girls' preschool families, and that there was this wonderful community of other people that just magically appeared around me, and I realized how important that was for my happiness and my children's happiness.
Right.
And that hadn't been there when Felix was born. So I was inspired by my girls' experience of childhood, try to recreate that for that atmosphere. For Felix, and but not only for him, but for the girls too. So it would be, so we could meet families like ours. I mean, some kids have disabilities, some don't.
Yeah.
Everybody really has
every child to have the opportunity to play and to learn and to develop, regardless of.
Yeah, and when you actually are living amidst what we call disability, you realize that we all are kind of weird, and so to be in a place where you can just let that out is very liberating for everybody. So it's not really, just for the kid with the disability. It's for everybody, where everyone feels free.
That's great.
Yeah.
So Extreme Kids and Crew has really helped your family, have your children play there together. Do you find that atmosphere has really benefited you?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, when my children were younger, they're older now, but when they were younger, the weekends there, that was the highlight of our weekend, was hanging out in this wonderful play space, meeting other families. I mean, the equipment's really fun.
Yeah.
We had bubble tubes that are just kind of these trippy things.
I was going to say, what activities and different things do you guys have there?
Well,
and are things specifically catered to maybe autistic children or children with sensory issues?
Well, when I was designing the space, I wanted a space that any sort of body could enjoy. Mm-hmm. So there's all different kinds of swings, but anybody could somehow fit on this kind of big carpeted platform, even if they couldn't walk, or they could sit on someone's lap, or you could put them in a inner tube tire to stabilize them and swing them around, stuff like that. We had a huge ball pit that the parents were encouraged to get into with the kids, just to get parents and children moving in ways that they're not used to.
Yeah, and
frees
a way
you
to
up.
Connect them all, because I used to work with special needs children, and I never really heard of a place in Florida anyways, that was like this, where they could go and feel comfortable, and also certain environments that other children might enjoy, like an arcade or something.
Yeah.
It's almost overwhelming for some of them to be in that, whether it's the lights or the
and for
noise.
adults.
And for adults too. It's So that's really amazing that you do that.
I think that the other inspiration was Felix was going to a wonderful sensory gym for therapy.
Okay. Yeah,
And so when I walked into this sensory gym the first time, I was like, I want to do that. Like, why? Why? Like, I want to, jump on the trampoline and like go on the climbing wall. Like, that looks really fun.
Yeah.
And why can't we just have this sort of space that, doesn't cost $150 an hour? That, costs $5 an hour.
That's what I was going to say. What is the fee for the programs?
Right now, I'm very pleased to say it's completely free.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So anyone, do you have to sign up prior to coming, or is it a walk-in type
No,
thing?
well, we have different things we offer. They're classes and like summer camp that you have to sign up for. But we also have drop-in and open play and the art class. There's a lot of stuff you don't have to sign up for. You just
and that's
arrive.
Great because there's a lot of programs that aren't like that, and it's tough for lower income children.
I know.
To get the benefits and the opportunities.
And I mean, most people with disabilities, don't have a lot of extra money. Regardless of where they are on this economic spectrum, there's a lot of money that goes into
other
therapy
things.
And equipment and
and the playtime is also like crucial to feeling happy, like for the parents and also for the children, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So what advice would you offer to a parent who has a child maybe that has special needs or disabilities and is very stressed out and is trying to find a way to cope with everything? Like you said, you felt lonely sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
because there was no one to talk with.
Kind of, by like your other children and being around other people and being able to relate with others. Mm-hmm. So what would you advise for other parents?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of the problems we face are because of isolation and fear of what people will think of you and your kid, and so joining together with other people in your situation it feels good. You feel less alone. And so, I would just say get out there and find other people. It's hard sometimes because you can get kind of trapped in your house. A lot of disabilities really do, trap people. Like, I mean, they need to be on a ventilator or whatever,
Yes.
But
and as a parent, you have to, depending on the situation, or each case is different, but dedicate a lot of time to your child and their special needs. So.
Yeah, but really knowing that there are other people out there that get it and that you're not alone is incredibly important. And you can, sometimes you're just going to have to do that through the internet or through reading books or whatever. But you're not alone.
Yeah.
Other people get it, and also, just remembering what you know deep inside, which is just to accept your child and love your child as he or she is, and not fret about trying to turn this child into some idea of normal that there's a lot of pressure to do that, and it's wrong.
And I definitely agree. And I like to look at everyone as a blessing, and we're all here to learn from each other, and especially from the special needs children I know that I worked with, I learned so much, and I gained so much happiness from them.
Yeah.
And in fact, both of them actually were amazing. One of the little girls is like the happiest little girls I've ever met. And so I love it. I think that we can all learn and grow from each other.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is about.
Feel with like Felix and all other children and your daughters. So what is the future for this organization?
It's exciting. We have a partnership with the Department of Education in New York, and they want us to open centers in each borough in the Title I public school. So what we're doing is we create these interior play spaces in public schools, and the schools can use the space during the school day for therapy and for special needs classes and stuff. So it's really giving schools that are always, under funded a great resource for their kids with special needs, and then they let us have the classroom play space after school and on the weekends for our people.
That's so great.
Yeah.
That's one. I think that this program also should it'd be great to see it expand like nationally and
it's not
throughout states eventually, right?
Yeah, or I mean, but other people, we don't have to do it. It's not. Yeah. It's a very simple idea.
Definitely.
You create a space in a school and then you get to use it outside of school hours.
It's benefiting students as well.
It helps.
Like
it's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. So the final question that I want to ask you is, what can we do to help make a difference in any way?
Well, we provide free programming, and so we exist by fundraising. So if anybody wants to donate some money to Extreme Kids and Crew, we will always take it. And also, I mean, just in the broader world of disability, this is a really crazy time politically, and we really need to come together, and all kinds of groups under fire need to work together and
unite. We're all,
and defend the Affordable Care Act and defend immigrants, and we've got to break down those barriers and rise up together. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us today, Eliza. You are such an inspirational person and a super mom, and I think it's wonderful that you've been able to find this happiness within yourself and with your family and in your son Felix and your daughters, and that you've also spread it to other families, no matter what the situation is, no matter what income you're making. It's really a wonderful thing, and I definitely hope to see more of that throughout, our country and the world. And also to anybody watching, feel free to leave any questions or comments that you may have down below. And also subscribe. Thank you. Bye.